Well, a very cold welcome from Big Bear City. We're in California. We're just east of Los Angeles. Big ski resort and summer resort, Big Bear. Its KO is Lima 35 or Kilo Lima 35. We're in the fabulous FlightFX Cirrus VisionJet SF50 this morning. We're going to be flying up to Mammoth Mountain, which is more, it's still in southern California, but more towards the north. Let me bring up the charts so you can see them firsthand. So let's just get there we go. So here's LA. We are just to the east of LA at Big Bear. The departure is off from 08 to the east, and then we turn back towards the west. And it's rather circuitous. Should take about an hour, maybe, this flight. And then we get to the other end, and this is not flown it, so it's the first for me. It's meant to be rather lovely. We've got a RNAV approach into Big Bear here, which is a high altitude airport, 7,700 I think it is. Let's get some facts on that. It's open airport. 7,135. So yeah, it's definitely high altitude. And as you can see here, the weather is not very good for either runway 08 or 27, for which there is an RNAV. There's nothing for the reciprocal 09, but look, it's a 26 knot crosswind. So I've sort of taken the easy option. I've gone for one of the CW presets, nice snow day, and I've adjusted one or two things so we don't just have 1013. Okay, so here we go. This is a freeware from flightsim.to. Really absolutely lovely. In reality, it is about 1 in the morning in LA, so there's not a lot of traffic around, so we should have the whole thing to ourselves. And we're going to use FS HUD for our ATC. So without further ado, we'll get underway. So let's go inside, and here we go. If you've not seen the Cirrus VisionJet, it is really a beautiful rendition of this fabulous aircraft. In the back you've got 5 seats. That's the ballistic parachute system there, which I don't think is well, they haven't modelled it. You've got 5 seats in the back, 2 up front. The 2 in the extremities, left and right side at the back, they're for kids really. Although the newly announced Cirrus VisionJet actually has 3 adult seats in the back. And it's just a really, really nice little aeroplane. You either like it or you don't. I absolutely love it. The looks are unique. That's one word for it. Very definitely unique. It's got a single turbine and jet engine at the top. 2,000, I think, pretty much pounds of thrust, or just slightly under. It's in other words equivalent to, for instance, I can't think of what it's equivalent to. You might think that's underrated, and the whole thing is designed not to be incredibly fast and go places. Actually, it has a max speed of 250 knots, so it's not the fastest thing, and it'll only climb up to flight level 310, but it's safe. It's got this ballistic parachute. It's also got the Garmin Land Me functionality, which again is not modelled in the simulator. But basically, if the pilot has a problem, becomes incapacitated, the passengers can hit a button on the roof and the aircraft would literally land itself. There are a lot of videos on this, including a demo one by Garmin. Really worth watching. I mean, really, it's amazing technology. So, do I like this? I absolutely love this airplane. I think it's fabulous. Right, so as always with the SF50, you start with a little tablet. This is not the most functional tablet, but at least it gives you the ability to get rid of chocks, get rid of the covers and protectors, and the registration shadow, I'm not quite sure what that does, so we'll just leave it on. Baggage, but it's a ski trip, so we're going to put snowboarding, so I'll show you what that does in a sec. And then status, we're cold and dark, we're cold and dark already. And then Bose, we can put the headphone simulation on, so we'll switch that on and the headsets will disappear. And then you've got a barcode for the manual that's online and the configuration. And we've got basically, you can change the seating in the back. Executive is, I think, just 4 seats. Complete, I'm not quite sure. Family, well, that's what we got today, family. Right, so that's loaded. I don't think was there a way to open the door? Statics, luggage door. There we go. Let's open the luggage door. We'll go outside. We'll have a look at this. That's the main door. So we'll go outside and have a quick look. So, I mean, it's just a lovely, lovely, lovely aircraft. So we've got snowboards in the back. And yeah, what's not to like? It's futuristic and fabulous. Right, let's get that door closed if I can work out how. Maybe not there. Maybe not there. Okay, let's get there. We'll close the luggage door, get rid of the tablet, and let's work out how you close this. There we go. And in the back you've also got, it's nicely appointed in the back, you've also got this TV screen. It doesn't do anything, it's a static image, but at least you've got something to play with in the back. Anyway, let's get back up front and let's get going. So, very capable avionics in this. 3 Garmin touchscreen controllers to operate 2 main panels. So we'll get the battery 1, battery 2, Gen 1, Gen 2. Nav lights are on automatically. We need to change our units. We're in hectopascals at the moment, or millibars. So we'll just change to hectopascals. So we go to inches of mercury. There we go. So that's now inches of mercury. Press B. So we got 2971. And it's doing an alignment at the moment. And with the VisionJet, you've got, well, I mean, you're probably familiar with these in all sorts of aircraft, including the TBM. But what you start with, though, is a initialization. And I have to remember how you do that. Yeah, I can't. MFD, is it? There we go. You have to go to MFD, which then operates this screen here. Then you go to Aircraft Systems, and no, you go to Utilities, Initialization. Okay, so system tests. This is all the stall and fire protections. Going to get sim brief up on the screen.
Stall.
So we've got the flight plan. We've got, it's saying 600 kilos of fuel, 3 passengers, and on this you need to get them set in the weight and balance. So we'll get 3 passengers, 1 up front. We've got pilot, so 3 more people. So we'll do 60 there, and we'll do a 70 here. There we go. And we'll do a bit of baggage as well. Baggage, we'll do 30 kilos. And fuel, we want 600, I think we said. 600. No, not payload. Hang on, let me just reset that. Made a mistake. So, passenger 1, 70, 60, and no, that needs to be 30 for the baggage. Passenger back middle, and that can be 60. Okay, so we've got 3 people, 1, 2 up front, 2 in the back, and some baggage. And fuel, we need to go to 600. 608. That'll do. So it's done the system tests. Then we can go to fuel, and we'll synchronize fuel on board sync. So that just brings in the fuel that we just set. We go back, then we do weight and balance, and it's saying crew and stores. So okay, so that's a single crewman, so 1 pilot, and then we need to do 3 passengers, and cargo will do 30 kilos. Let's do 60 pounds. I'll do. And take off. We're good. Okay. So we'll go home. So that's the init done. Flight plan. We need to do the flight plan. So go to the sim brief. Let me just wrestle with this. It's for some reason it just doesn't remember the connection. So we'll request Big Bear to Mammoth. Import it. And procedures. Departure. There is a departure. The OKACO 01 or OKACO 1. And it's from 08. And we'll load that. Then we go back to procedures, we'll do approach, which is the RNAV runway 27 from Nicole. And we want to get the minimums, so I'll bring that on screen now. So there's the RNAV and 8085. So minimums 8085. Okay, load, sorted. So that's a flight plan in place. Now we'll get our clearance.
Los Angeles Center, November 903 Sierra Juliet, request clearance to Mammoth Yosemite. We are at Big Bear City Airport.
November 903 Sierra Juliet, cleared to Mammoth Yosemite. Expect OKACO 1 departure runway 08. Initial climb 11,000, then is filed. Squawk 6352.
Cleared to Mammoth Yosemite. Expect OKACO 1 departure runway 08. Initial climb 11,000, then is filed. Squawk 6352, November 903 Sierra Juliet.
November 903 Sierra Juliet, readback is correct. Contact after departure.
Will contact after departure. November 903 Sierra Juliet.
So we've got the runway 08, initial climb 11,000, I've set 11,000. 08, we'll just get that set on the heading bug. So we'll just move the heading bug to 08. What we should do is just check what the runway heading is. So let's just bring this in. Airports. Big Bear runway 08 076. We've got 076. 077, so 076. There we go. Set on runway heading. This thing is VNAV capable. It's also got an auto throttle. So for takeoff, you just bring it all the way forward. That will give you takeoff thrust. And then when you're climbing out, you just click on the throttle. That will bring it into the climb detent. Literally just left click. It'll bring it into climb detent. Then you can switch on auto throttle. 2 options. One is manual, one is FMS. If it's FMS, it'll do VNAV, as long as you've got VNAV selected. And that will be climbing at 160, 165, I think. Okay, so we've got the flight plan in. We need to put a squawk in. What we usually do is set the third touchscreen controller to radios, and so what you do is you click the third of these soft keys here, which flips this into radio mode, and you just click on the transponder, enter the code, which is, of course I can't see it now, squawk 6352. So 63552, and we'll do enter. And once you've gone into nav and com radio on the third touchscreen controller, this one here then wants you to go to full screen. So all we do is go to PFD and back to MFD. Okay. When you look at these screens, it's divided into two. At the moment we've got a map and we've got TCAS. And the TCAS is the one that is surrounded in a magenta, a purple outline. And what that means is that that is the currently selected screen, and you can change which screen you want to work on by using the bigger knob of the upper knob on the central GTC. So there we go. See, if I just move that, you'll see that the MFD home changes, as does the screen select. Okay. So if we want to change the zoom on the map, we need to be on the map, and then we can use this knob here to change the zoom. And now we can see the departure from 08 out to OKACO, then to LGANN, and then to AERRO. Okay, so we can do V speeds. So we do speed bugs, and we do all on, and for landing, all on. Okay, so that's giving us our V speeds. We could look them up. Obviously not going to. Timers, we'll get that running. So I think we're ready to start. So we've got everything we need. We get our flight plan page. Should be a sensible place to have this set. So our clearance up to 11,000. It's only 4,000 above where we are. These are fairly big mountains around here. This is a ski resort at the end of the day. So, and with visual. So we can get started. So tell everybody that we're going to get the engine fired up. So press the strobe light, and we'll just check the park brake is on. The park brake is a hidden switch under the panel. If you move your eye point under there, you'll see it, but actually you can get to it without moving your eye point. So it's just where this white sheet, this data sheet points, is a click spot. If I click it now, you'll see the pedals move. So it's now off. I'm going to put the park brake back on. Park brake is on, and it also says on the CAS crew alerting system. Okay, so to start this, dead easy. There are the engine instruments. It's all FADEC, so it's all automatic start. Just move the joystick out of the way. I'm going to switch the system to on, and press and hold the engine start, and you can hear it spooling up. You can see it winding itself up. So we've got light up. We're looking for oil temperature, which is coming up, oil pressure, which is coming up. So that's going to be a good start. So I've filed for flight level 300. So I think we've got a good start. Okay, happy with that. We need to set the pitch trim, so we just do this using the usual pitch trim. Oops, going the wrong way there. Pitch trim. And it should go green, I think. I can't remember. No, maybe not. So it's just got to be inside that green area there, the pointer. So we go flap 1. And then we've got a little bit of homework to do here. So we've got to get the pressurization system running. It's fully automatic. We've got to obviously enable oxygen and then the bleeds. And to get the environmental control system ECS running, you press that so the light is out, and then you can adjust your fan speeds and your heating, what have you. Okay, so we're good. Autopilot panel, as I said, the auto throttle is here, and the manual auto throttle airspeed setting is this knurled wheel here. The rest of the autopilot is fairly straightforward. There's airspeed, climb or descent, flight level change, VNAV button, nav and approach. And the yaw damper on this is fully automatic, so it will engage and it will disengage. Right, that's simple. So I think we're good now for a taxi. We won't put the probes on until we get lined up, and we want to taxi off. Let's have a quick look where we are. So we're clear to the right. In fact, I think we do want to taxi to the right. So we'll get rid of the parking brake. Give it a bit of welly. There's no tiller in this, so we just use a lot
November
of...
214 Whiskey Tango, descend 10,000. Descend 10,000.
Let's just taxi
November
on the
214
yellow
Whiskey
line
Tango.
now. Okay. And we can do... Right, so we're away from everybody so we can get our landing light on. So landing light. Come on, there we go. And I think we've got to... I'm going to come to a stop here because I'm not quite sure of the taxi routing. So let me just come to a stop. And we'll get Big Bear. So we are... Let's have a look where we are. Yeah, so we just follow this all the way down. Okay, we don't need to turn up the exit that we've got just to our right. So yeah, that taxiway does continue. Okay, cool. So we'll just carry on. Rotation on this is fairly swift, but actually the rotation itself is very gentle. You climb out at 5 degrees initially, barely nose up. So you like it or you don't. I really, really like it. I enjoyed it in X-Plane. I enjoyed it. There was this a mod for the G2 variant in X-Plane. And it's just a safe, fun, capable... Is that the wrong way there? Looks a bit... No, that's fine. No, we're good. Panic. Predictable. And it's not fast, and it doesn't go high, but it's fast enough and it goes high enough. It's just meant to be an executive transport. There is a question. People ask, would you rather have a single-engined aircraft with a ballistic parachute or a dual-engined aircraft, you know, for those over water stretches? So yeah, it's a tricky one to answer, isn't it? What would you prefer? I think I would rather have both. Anyway, let's I don't know whether we've got to ask for taxi clearance, or let me see what I think my FS HUD has stopped working. That's annoying. Oh, there we go. So I think we've just got to get going. Let's see what happens. So we'll get our probe heat on, so that will stop the error there. And we've got landing light and we've got the strobe light. The other one is a wing light. Bleeds are on. It's got a full checklist system here. But I tend not to use it. So let's get going. So just check the approach path. We're clear. So let's get going. I'm not quite sure what's happening with FS HUD. It looks like it's stalled on me. What we'll do, we'll go get up to cruise and enjoy the sights. Check in with ATC if they'll let us. Okay, so let's come to stop. Again, displace threshold, you can use that for takeoff. Let's get our timer on, start. It's repeated here. Back home. I think we're good to go. Okay, so spool the engines up, make sure it's stable. And we'll give it full power. Airspeed is alive. Power is set. We're looking for 90-95. We have at 95 we've got. So around we go. Nice gentle rotation. We're looking for 5 degrees. Gear can come up. We're looking for 115 to clean up.
November 903 Sierra Juliet identified. Climb and maintain 11,000. QNH 1006.
Right, so we've got our right, 115 flaps can come up.
Climb and maintain 11,000. QNH 1006. November 903
what
Sierra
I can do
Juliet.
is I can go to nav mode. Autopilot can come on. Flight level change, so we've got control of everything that we need. We can do climb power, just click on the stick, and now we can go auto throttle, FMS mode, and VNAV. And now the aircraft will pitch for 165. Okay. And it's all very easy and fuss free. As I said, it doesn't go very fast, doesn't climb very high, but it's, you know, it's capable. Got lots of people in the back, and the visibility is, look at that visibility, second to none. Brilliant. So we're climbing at about 1900 feet per minute at the moment, and it's all looking good. We'll keep our landing light on till 10,000, just coming up shortly. So 10,000 coming up, so gear is up, flaps are up, autopilot is on, nav, flight level change, VNAV, auto throttle, FMS mode, and pressurization, altitude. Yep, so we've got a positive differential. I think we're good. Okay, so just coming up to 11,000, and that was our clearance. Climb and maintain 11,000. So let's see whether they give us additional climb.
Los Angeles Center, November 903 Sierra Juliet, request climb flight level 300.
November 903 Sierra Juliet, expect flight level 300 after AERRO.
Okay, so we're going to get to AERRO, then we'll
Expect
climb
flight
up.
level 300 after AERRO. November 903 Sierra
AERRO
Juliet.
is... Oh goodness, we've got a long way to go before we get to AERRO. Okay. Well, let's enjoy the ride. Let's enjoy the scenery, maybe. Bit of a sea of cloud there. What I like about the CW weather presets, they are it's just beautifully constructed. Lots of choice.
November 903 Sierra Juliet, continue climb flight level 300.
Continue climb flight level 300. November 903 Sierra Juliet.
And we go to 300. I don't think he said after AERRO, but so we've just dialed in 300. We've got, and do flight level change. We're on VNAV still, but the aircraft will now pitch upwards, initially quite severely. Airspeed will bleed off because it's pitching to climb at 165, which is the best rate of climb. Okay, so landing light can come off. Yeah, all good. We should centre our heading bug. There we go. So it's just approaching 165. So now it'll pitch down and maintain 165 in the climb. So we'll centre our heading bug by clicking the heading knob, and the aircraft will just come round to the right now to pick up the track again. So there we go. We have departed the Big Bear. Into the Edinburgh. So we're climbing at 165. So if we change this now to manual, okay, it's still on 165, but we can change it. Say we want to climb at 170, so we just use the knurled wheel to increase that. Each click is 1 knot, so we just go up to, I missed that, 170. Okay, so it's a bit awkward having the knurled wheel here and having to read the value here. You know, you have to get this sort of view so you can do the knurled wheel and see what speed you've got. But if you've got a honeycomb throttle, just set the autopilot to IAS mode, and then you can use the honeycomb to change the value of your, your manual auto throttle setting. Anyway, we'll go back to FMS because we'll let that handle it, and it'll again pitch up just to lose those few knots and settle back down on 165. So it really is very, very easy. We're just coming up to 18,000, 18,000, and we'll change to standard pressure. So flight level 180, go to standard pressure. Absolutely lovely. Of course, you link to charts, so you can get the charts up, level of charts, if you so want. The differential pressure 3.9. And the aircraft altitude is 8,000, I think. Not quite as good as some of the more modern jets. But there you go. So there's our little VisionJet flying out. Lovely looking thing. I know it's not for everybody, but it's a lot of fun. There's the Big Bear Airport right below us. So welcome back to the stream. We are at cruise, flight level 300 in the Cirrus VisionJet, FlightFX, fabulous aircraft. We're routing from Big Bear to Mammoth, both ski resorts in California, Southern California, I believe. Let's get inside the aircraft. We need to do a little bit of prep. So this is an RNAV approach, and bring it up on the screen. So we've got a few waypoints. We're coming in from Nicole, so Nicole will take us to Jazat. So Nicole is 13,000, Jazat, OKACO, max speed 230, but we're well below that by then. So Jazat 11.3, OKACO 9.5, feedback 9.5. So I'm going to take this off screen. I'll see it, you won't. And I just want to make sure that we've got those waypoints, those altitudes set up. So we've got Jazat 11.3, we've got Nicole at or above 13,000, if that's okay. OKACO 9.5, feedback 9.5, and then it's a 3-degree slope as per the chart. The minimums we've got are 8085, we've got that set already. So the next thing we need to do is just to get our initial descent. So we're going to dial in 13,000 to start with. So let's get that dialed in. Oops, we're on 30,100 then. Anyway, let's get 13,000 dialed in. We're on VNAV. And you can see that at the top on the FMA, the flight mode annunciator. Oops, I'm right through 13,000. V alt, so that signifies VNAV is on, and you can see it there illuminated. We're still running with auto throttle on managed mode, so we're all good. The aircraft will start to descend on its own, and you'll hear vertical track called out, and the aircraft will then start to descend. You'll see this magenta triangle coming down on the altitude bar. At the moment we're managed, we're at 0.52 mark, giving us a ground speed of just over 300 knots, 309 knots it says. That's okay, it's very enjoyable. And I was just watching a video yesterday of a Cirrus VisionJet landing at Mammoth, and this couple was saying, how amazing the views are and how gorgeous the mountains were. And there was another pilot on frequency. I said, oh, we're so lucky to do this, can't complain. Yeah, you know, we haven't got mountains where we are. So let's see what all the fuss is about, albeit in the simulator. Hopefully it'll give us an appreciation of what the real thing is like. So when you go to the flight plan page, click on VNAV. You'll see VNAV is enabled. It tells you your distance from the top of the descent. 1 minute. You heard vertical track, and now we've got this magenta triangle, which will start to weeble its way down. When it gets to the middle, the aircraft will start to descend, and it will do it all automatically. Another video I watch on YouTube, the pilot's name is John Page, and he regularly ferries Cirrus jets across the world, for instance from America to Australia, and he uploads his and he does run through some of the electronics, some of the avionics, some of the avionics and the capabilities, and honestly they are really very capable. Amazing set of avionics. So anyway, we're just on this right hand turn. We're going to start descending any second because that magenta triangle very nearly at the middle, and you can see we just started a very gentle descent, 1200 feet, 1300 feet a minute, and I'm going to just center the heading bug as always. Just drive it around. So it's sitting on top of the magenta pointer. Speed bugs. Well, there is a pilot operating handbook for the VisionJet available. I guess we should look at it. Let me see if I can find it though. Documents. No, I don't think it's there. I think it's on the desktop. Info files. Aircraft. VisionJet pilot operating handbook. There it is. Let's just bring that in. We'll just zoom in a bit, and we just scroll down. These are performance tables. We want to get to the landing section. Flaps 50 wet runway. No, what we want is flaps 100 dry runway. Flaps 100 dry runway. 2041 on the weight. So let's just have a quick look at what our weight is. So we go to weight and balance up here, and we've got a weight 2,300. Let's just go back to the pilot operating handbook. Okay, so this wouldn't be correct for us. It does have the values in there somewhere, I think. Maybe not.
November 903 Sierra Juliet, turn right heading 100.
Right heading 100. November 903 Sierra Juliet.
So, in weight, 2,400. We need in kilos to pounds. And we've got 2,400, 5,300 we call it. So 5,300. We'll use 5,500, so 100% flaps, 85 knots. But we are high, this is a very high elevation, so I'm going to add another 5 to that. and 10 for the approach. So my speeds will be 100 approach, 90 for VREF, and that you will find are the reference figures here already, 100 and 90. So I'm happy with that. So far the route's taken an hour and 12. Let's have a quick look outside. Can't see very much. It looks a bit 2D. So we're coming in from the north. Let's have a quick look at the I can close this, we don't want that anymore. Paragraph charts. Also the crosswind limit for the Cirrus VisionJet, I looked it up, it's 16 knots. At the moment the real weather is a crosswind of 18 knots. So I could wrestle with that, but probably I just embarrass myself, so I'm not going to run with that. I'm just going to use the preset CW weather that I've got. So we're coming in from the north to Nicole, so we've sort of skirted around it.
Right heading 115.
And
November
we're now,
9
I think, heading direct to Nicole. We got a minute and a half to run. So that means it is behind us. Alright, so I think it is actually in this area here, the airport. We've got a lake, let's have a look if I've got that right. We've got a lake, not quite the same shape though. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, the airport is just west really of this lake. I think that must be it. Right, so we're pretty much at Nicole now. Nicole is 13,000 or above, and we're
right
okay,
heading 130,
well above
November
that.
9 3 Sierra Juliet.
And let's just center that heading bug. Just coming below the transition level. America, it's at 18,000. Okay, so now we can go to QNH. Beat, so 2971. Okay. But you have to say the visibility in this is just superb. What have we got up top? That's the safe land system. So if the pilot's incapacitated, the passengers will press this. Do look it up because it's very interesting and fully functional, and it will not just pick the best airport, but it will actually fly to it and land and brake. Amazing, really amazing. The passengers need to do nothing. If you have a problem after takeoff or at any point in the flight, Let's pull the ballistic parachute. Okay, so let's just set the next altitude. So we're coming up to 13,000. So let's go down to our platform altitude, 9,500. So let me dial that in, 9,500.
November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet. Turn left heading 115.
1,500 to set and check.
Left heading 115. November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet.
They're giving me vectors. I don't want vectors. I'm going to fly the approach. So do we need any form of anti-icing? Not at this moment, but we might a little bit further into our approach.
November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet. Turn left heading 055.
And the answer to that is no, I'm not going to.
Left heading 055. November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet.
Okay, so we've transitioned now from Mach number 2 airspeed, and there is a
Left heading 325.
speed
November 9er, 3
restriction,
Sierra
if you
Juliet.
remember, at
November 9er, 3 Sierra
OKACO
Juliet.
230.
075.
but we'll be
Left
off
heading
managed speed
075.
by then.
November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet.
Okay, so we're now turning right.
November 9er, 3
So
Sierra
that's
Juliet.
JSAT.
Turn right heading 325.
In the centre of that heading bug.
Right heading 325. November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet.
I should imagine in the real world they're pretty imposing, these mountains. Now, we are really high, we're not that far off the ground, only 4,000 feet off the ground. But to get the airport to 7,200, I think.
November 9er,
Just
3
remind
Sierra Juliet.
ourselves.
Turn right heading
So
340.
airport elevation 7,135.
Right heading 340. November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet.
So it's now slowing down. There are no speed brakes in this, but it's not the cleanest airframe design in the world, so it slows down very rapidly on its own. This is not about going places quickly. This is an aircraft designed so that the cockpit and how you interact with it
November
is very
9er, 3
similar
Sierra
to the
Juliet. Turn left heading
Cirrus
055.
SR22s. So it's an ideal platform
Left heading
stepping up
045.
from,
November 9er,
you know,
3
a
Sierra
complex
Juliet.
single, capable single like the SR22. You can move straight up into it, and
November 9er,
you're already
3
pretty
Sierra
familiar
Juliet.
with
Turn
the
right heading 360.
avionics. Right, let's so we're now on
Right heading
final
360.
approach, so we're now
November 9er, 3
just
Sierra
gonna
Juliet.
centre that heading bug, and we want to go manual on the speed, and I'm just going to dial the speed down a little bit. I'm using my honeycomb. Let's get down to 180 or 170. I've got to dial there. Yeah, that'll do. And it's able to maintain the VNAV profile and slow down. But let's just go down to 160. We don't really
Right
want to
heading
go fast
015.
here.
November 9er, 3 Sierra
160.
Juliet.
So we're at the platform altitude. So what we need to do now is to dial in our missed approach. So that is going to be 8,800, I think it was. Press approach mode, and the aircraft should. I think I missed it
Right heading
now.
November
Let's
9er,
go
3 Sierra
to
Juliet.
vertical speed. Light level change. Vertical speed. Okay. Bring the speed right back. switch off the auto throttle. Bring the power right back, let the aircraft decelerate. So we've got the runway ahead of us. We're going to get one stage of flap. Gear can come down.
November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet. Turn right heading 050.
We're on the path now. My path
Right
GP.
heading 050. November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet.
Landing light can come on. No, wrong light, that one there. We can go full flap. And remember, we're looking for 100 as the VREF. Right, so autopilot's coming off. All nicely lined up. Fully configured. Landing light is on. Flaps are down. Full flaps. Gear is down. And right, we're going to maintain 100 knots. Best of our ability. A bit of nose up trim.
November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet. Turn right heading 065.
Going too slowly.
Right heading 065. November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet.
Come on. Okay. Mammoth. We're on our way. Get those skis ready. We've got about 100 knots on our approach speed. It all happened very quickly, so a bit behind the curve there. So let's have a look. Slowing down to about 90 now. 90 we've got over the numbers. There we go. And put that in the power and let it settle down.
November 9er, 3 Sierra Juliet. Turn right heading 080.
So brakes can come on.
Right heading 080. November
No
9er, 3 Sierra
reverses on
Juliet.
this, of course. And we'll take the next exit, I think. Okay, so we'll just exit here. And we'll come to stop the other side of the hold and clean up. Okay, so come to stop. And we can do flaps up. We can do pitot heat. We can taxi forward. Again, freeware from flightsim.to. Very nice scenery. Let's taxi over here to the left. And park with the big boys, even though we're sort of not quite that big. Big enough. But, right here. Just park in front of the terminal. I hope they've got my coffee ready. That's all I can say. Let's have a quick look, see if there's parking there. Yeah, well, there isn't, but there is, because that's where we're going to park. Okay, so come to stop, put the parking brake on, parking brake is on, And we can shut down now, so we can do landing light can come off, and we'll just move the start selector to off, and then hit the off button. Okay, that is that. So we can now switch off the bleed, switch off the what is it? Oxygen, generator 1, generator 2, battery 1, battery 2. Anyway, there we go. Big Bear to Mammoth. 2 huge ski resorts. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. See you all in the next one. Bye now.